Hi, my name is Rose. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be showing you how I made this painting right here. So let's get into it. I like to use Transparent Red Oxide for sketching on my design. This is an earth colour, which means it dries really quickly, meaning you can get on with the rest of your painting. Now on the right here, I've made a colour wheel for this painting, which I'm making with a limited palette of a white and Van Dyke brown for lightening and darkening. And then my primaries I'm using are a medium yellow, magenta and ultramarine blue. I'm starting off my block in here with the darkest colours, so I mixed together some transparent oxide red, ultramarine blue and a dash of white. And I'm going to start blocking in those darkest shapes, which here are the trees. And now moving on to the bank and the reflections. Getting all those beautiful darks in there. Now that I've finished blocking in the darkest part of the land, I'm going to take one of my favourite tools, which is this trusty rag, and I'm going to subtract a few marks to get things the way I want them to be. Okay, we are moving on to the distant mountains. So these are made of a mix of yellow, magenta, ultramarine blue and white. And you'll see on the left hand side where the light is coming from, there's more yellow and magenta in the mix. And as I move across to the middle and the right hand side, this becomes darker and more blue based. Time for a new brush, and I'm going to do the reverse of what I did before and start with the lightest light of the sky, and we're going to get this glowing. Now I like to achieve this by moving outwards from the center, adding more yellow and then adding a bit more red and getting darker as we go, and that will help create this effect. This is still the block-in phase, so I'm not being super accurate with my colours, just trying to get a rough resemblance on there so that when I come to do the second layer, all my basic information is there and I can easily tweak as needed. You can see as I move away from the light source in the sky, I'm adding more blue and then getting darker as well. I'm going to repeat this process for the reflections in the river. But pro tip, make your colours a bit duller than they were in the sky, and this will make it look natural. I'm mixing up another dark, coming back in with a small brush to tidy up some of these reflections and get more of that blur and motion in the water. Alright, we are done with the block-in. Get ready for layer 2, about to start. I prefer getting the most important part of the piece in first, because once that's done, everything else in the painting can kind of serve that main part, and that brings harmony to the piece. I'm repeating the exact process I used to block in the sky here, but now I'm really trying to nail those colours, get them 100% accurate, the exact right mix of warms, of darks, of saturation, so I can really drive home this effect of glowing sky that is the main emphasis of the piece. Although I paint my skies from light to dark, I'm pretty sure I always come back in at the end with a light again, just to pull out those, those thin bits of clouds where you can see the sky through. You need to pull out a few of those at the end because you may have blended those out earlier in the process. Alright, the sky is done and we're going to move forward in space and tackle those distant mountains again. For the backlit trees, I use the same process of creating glow that I used in the sky. I start with the lightest, yellowest, reddest colour and then move onto darks. This tree is our focal point, so I want it to be detailed but not overworked. Okay, we're back into the foliage now. Putting in some mid-greens, which I'm mixing up with a mixture of yellow, ultramarine blue and Van Dyke brown, and we're getting in all those shapes in the foliage. If I had one tip for painting trees and grass, it would be that variety is your best friend. Repeating shapes too often will make your foliage look unnatural, so just mix it up. The little brush is out now that I've got most of the trees done. And I'm just coming back in with some more fine detail to really get those highlights singing. I wrestled with this area somewhat. There were a few shapes and lines that were a bit too repetitive, so a bit of push and pull to adjust things to get them how I wanted. Mixing up a dark grey now to paint this bit of path poking through the trees. This is something I added in to give the design a bit more rhythm. Exciting times, we're on our final section of the painting, we're doing the water. So I've started off with the darks, just refining those reflections a wee bit, and then I'm back to doing the lightest part of the sky reflection. And moving outwards again, getting more grey. This is a river, we want it to look like it's moving, so this reflection is going to be blurrier than the sky. Last but not least, some little current details, and this piece is done. I really enjoyed making that painting, and I hope that you enjoyed watching the making of it just as much. I would love it if you could pop in the comments below your biggest takeaway from this video, if there's anything else you'd like me to share next time, any thoughts you have. It would be amazing to hear from you. I would so appreciate that. Please, if you would like to see more of my content, hit the subscribe button below to make sure that you catch my next video. There is another one coming out soon. If you love my work, check out the links below on the screen. You can see more of it on my website or follow along on my social media, my Instagram or Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support, and I will see you next time.